Being bold in the English dictionary is to not hesitate or fear the face of actual or possible danger, or rebuff, courageous and daring, not hesitating to break the rules of propriety, forward and being impudent, necessitating courage, daring, challenging. Beyond the usual limits of conventional thought, I want to bring awareness about gender inequality in the workplace. We as women can offer extensive leadership qualities at great lengths organizations may need, offering solutions and ideas outside of the box. With that being said, with what we hear that's happening around the globe, we, me and you can start a chain reaction to make a difference, to help understand businesses and multinational companies to have more women on board and offer equal opportunities in the boardroom and in their decision-making processes, to provide a safe and healthy work environment that will not allow women in workplaces to be seen as objects of desires, to be pursued against their interests and be seen as a weaker gender. How do we change this? Put a stop to gender discrimination when you see it happening in your work environment. Organizations can conduct frequent trainings to help the gender stereotypes to unlearn and relearn and rethink by pointing out biased decisions and offering while highlighting alternatives. When recruiting, agree upon shortlisting on diverse candidates and embrace inclusive leadership and redefine the status quo. Pull people up on exclusive languages when we hear it. Put up a query when you spot an all-male speaking panel. Question when women are excluded in the workplace during meetings and events. What else can we do? We women can work for a progressive employer for women, support women-owned businesses, build a conducive and flexible work environment, mentor a younger woman and sponsor her goals, create new job opportunities for women in your businesses and in your locality. I have asked 4 other women to share with me what they would like to see improve in the work environment for women.
It should just be something that we do naturally, every day as a human being. You just respect one another for who you are as a person, not what your gender is or not what your sexuality is. I think that's the kind of world that we should be moving toward. Basically, when I was younger, I did have a bit of a bullying experience in school, and when I came back home rather upset about it to my parents, my dad just said, well, boys are just going to be like that, that's just how they behave, and you just shouldn't be affected by it. And I remember being really hurt by that comment, and I still remember it to this day, because I just don't think that bullying should be allowed, whether it's regardless of who it's initiated by and who it's against. It's just not nice. It's just not a nice thing to do as a human being. And I think it really speaks volumes about how ingrained certain stereotypes are when it comes to men and women. And I really hope that as we go through the years to come, as a generation, we start to change and reevaluate some of these stereotypes that have been passed down for many, many years. And I hope that in your daily lives, you find the small things that you can be doing to change your actions so that you make sure you're not acting on these stereotypes anymore. Because I think it's the small things collectively that will lead to a greater change.
I have met many people who have suffered or struggled with issues regarding gender inequality, as simple as a job opportunity, or working on a project, or working with many other men, or leadership opportunities. These are something many women even today suffer and are thought of to be lacking of, in the sense where they feel that they are not sufficient enough. Society definitely still, to a certain extent, discriminate against women, against the female community, feeling that we are not up to par and up to standard with the male gender. So I totally, definitely disagree with that. I believe that in today's day and age, we women are very much qualified and on par with the male community, and we definitely are able to carry out many tasks that the men can do as well, in fact better in certain ways, right? So what I would love to see change is this entire perception, this entire stereotype that women fall short. Okay, we are a very sensitive humankind. We bring a lot of emotion, passion, purpose, and a lot of fire to what we do. Something that I personally feel most men lack in what they dedicate themselves to. So that is definitely a plus point and something that society should learn to highlight, should learn to appreciate, and learn to, commemorate as women. So that is definitely something I feel that needs working on in today's day and age.
What I would like to share with the community is I hope that they will treat both women and men equally, to give us the rights to choose when we want to get married. I have cousins, male cousins, whom in their 40s, in fact they don't even plan to get married. So I find it very unfair when I'm being treated in that way. So as much as men get their freedom to choose when they want to get married, so does women. I'm really blessed to have a wonderful, understanding mom. My mom has never pushed me to get married. Because of the support I get from my mother, my family, my sister, I'm very blessed. Indeed, I'm very, very blessed. So I really hope that people outside, please try to be very sensitive with your words. Try to use more positive words, positive vibes, because everyone is different. Our path is different, our journey is different. We have our reasons why we want to get married later part. Financially, mentally, you need to be prepared to start a family. It's not easy. So I really hope women will get their freedom to choose when they want to get married. And yeah, that's about it. I hope that my message will reach out to the community, and I would like to wish each and every individual beautiful ladies a very happy International Women's Day.
Gender inequality is something that is not very prevalent in Singapore, but it is prevalent in other parts of the world, and I think it's a very serious issue because it's something that actually puts women down. It makes women feel like their contributions towards the workplace, it's just not valued. It's important that this is dealt with, because as women there are a lot of things that we need to fight for and work towards. I'm not saying that we are the only ones who are vulnerable. There are men who are in this situation too, but it's just generally, truthfully, even harder for us as women. We find the need to prove ourselves, we find the need to work much harder in order to reach that pay scale. I mean, it's obvious that men get paid higher for certain job scopes, and for us we feel like we don't get that kind of opportunity just simply because we can't work like a man. We can't commit to job scopes like a man. We can, but if you think that we're not going to be able to, then please highlight the differences why. Yes, obviously there are job scopes that are catered to men and job scopes that are catered to women, and there needs to be a line as to why we can't do the job given to men. And the same thing for men, they need to be given the explanation as to why they can't do the work that is meant for a woman. Don't just generalize the job scope. And we're all trying to fight for something, a cause, and it's making it very difficult for us to fight for this cause if it's just going to be a man's world, because we're all humans and the only thing that's differentiating us is gender. So I think it's very important that you value us as a co-gender and coexist with us instead of trying to exist on your own. I think that would just promote a more harmonious world, so that there's no form of gender stratification or stereotyping or any form of putting a person down, and there would be less conflict and the world would just be a more beautiful place to live in. So with that said, I just want to wish all the women across the world a very happy International Women's Day.